Hey, Trip Kramer here from tripadvice.com. On this video, I want to teach you 3 tips to last longer in the bedroom. I call this the RPS technique. It's a little acronym that can help you remember what you can do so that you last longer. Now, I know that on my channel, not a lot of guys necessarily have the opportunity yet to even use this method because they're still working out their dating life in terms of getting more leads and getting more women on dates. So some of you are on dates. Some of you are having sex. Some of you are not there yet. If you are not there yet, you can always go to getherhook.com. That is my course where you can learn everything about how to attract women with my trademark TED formula that teaches you how attraction works, how to build attraction with women that you think are out of your league, how to meet them, how to approach them. There's even some infield footage showing exactly what to say when you meet a woman, how to even get her to meet up, exact text messages to use, and how to then turn her into your girlfriend or even just a casual relationship if you just want a hookup buddy. So check that out, getherhook.com, and you can learn more about that there, and we can get you the help that you need. But for all of you who are now in a relationship or you're dating casually, you have a girlfriend, you have a wife, you're watching this, and you want to learn the RPS technique, here it is. So the whole idea, the reason why you're finishing so fast, well, there could be multiple reasons, but one of the main reasons is because right now what you're doing is you are very tense. So that's what happens. In fact, that's what happens when you have an orgasm and you ejaculate. You are tense. Your whole body is tense. It's always tense. That's what happens every single time that you are having an orgasm. Your muscles tense up, your feet tense up, your arms tense up, your groin tenses up. So that is one of the things that's happening when you release. So in order to prevent the release, one tip that has worked the best, that's why I put this as one of the first tips, although they're all really amazing. There's even some bonus tips I'll go over. But this is really one of the most important ones, is just being able to instantly relax. So how do you do that exactly? So what you're going to do is you're going to actually release all of the muscles in your body. So if you feel like you're about to finish, I want you to release all the muscles in your body. Now, I know that might sound funny because if you're on top of her, then it's like, well, what are you going to do? Release all the muscles and then fall on top of her? No, you don't want to do that. But you got to pay attention to what's happening in your body at that exact moment. Feel in your body, where are you starting to tense up? It's probably going to be in your groin, in your butt, in your quads, maybe in your chest, in your arms. It's definitely happening below the waist the most. So start to just focus on those muscles and relax them. Again, we're talking about the RPS technique. So R is relax. Instantly relax all the muscles. And this generally helps slow down the climax. So that means that you can get a little bit more time before that happens. All right, so start to focus on all your muscles and relax them. The next one is push. So in the RPS technique, we're talking about push. So this is one that I learned from Sterling Cooper. I actually just had an interview with him just a couple weeks ago. You can check that video out on the channel, and he talks about this. Talks about the idea of pushing. Such a counterintuitive technique. In fact, I say that on the interview. And the reason why it's counterintuitive, because what we're going to do here is we're going to do what's called a reverse Kegel. So what's a Kegel? A Kegel is what's an exercise that you would do to help with the Kegel muscles. And this is the muscle, to best describe it, as the one that stops and starts you from urinating. So imagine you're urinating and you want to stop the urination. Obviously, you wouldn't want to do that. Doesn't feel so good, but you know what muscle that is, right? Like, feel it right now, like that muscle. That's the pelvic floor muscle, or the Kegel muscle. So if you were to stop trying to urinate, that means that you are doing a kind of pull or stop motion. But what about if you were urinating and you want to push it out faster? So that motion right there, what that's doing is that's relaxing the area and muscles in your groin. So when you're with a woman and you feel like you're going to finish, you want to push. You want to use the reverse Kegel to push. Again, to practice this, just try it when you're going to the bathroom and know that sensation of pushing out. That is, again, even though it's funny because you think, well, I don't want to push anything out. I'm trying to keep things in, but that's not what's going to happen. You're going to be pushing, which is going to relax those muscles. Again, we're trying to do everything we can to not get tight. We want to just relax. So that's P. Now, in the RPS technique, think of slow. This is more obvious, but stick around because I have 2 more tips that you're really going to want to learn here. But this is a little bit more obvious, but a lot of guys, they feel like they need to go really fast and that sex needs to happen really fast. You don't need to do that. Sex doesn't have to be this crazy, fast, intense experience. Sometimes it is, but if you feel like you're going to finish and you want to last longer, take it really slow. I know that going slow doesn't necessarily help all the way. Sometimes it doesn't, and you still feel like you're going to finish, but that's when you're going to use these other methods of push and relax. But still, you need to go slow. In fact, I would start off slow and make sure that that's happening throughout. Now, here's a little bonus too. If you feel like you're going to finish, just stop and just move into foreplay. The cool thing is she's not going to care. She's not going to be like, wait, what's going on? Like, I thought we were having sex. No, she's not going to care. Just jump into foreplay. Go down on her. Just stop doing that so you can take a breather and then jump back in when things have calmed down a little bit. Okay? So foreplay is a big one. Do that before and after. Really, we can call it during play, I guess. It wouldn't be after play because it's still going on. So we'll call it during play, but that's what you want to do also. So you have a lot of options here. Here's another bonus tip is if you end up finishing, listen, guys, women don't care that much. We get really self-conscious about it, but women don't care. They don't care. If you can go again, then great. Or if you end up doing more foreplay or during play, then that's fine, right? So if you finish, just go right into foreplay and start doing that. And then in about 5-10 minutes, you'll probably be able to go again. My guess is if you're with a woman where this is happening and I understand it could be tense and hard to relax, so you're more turned on, well, then you'll probably be able to go again in about 5 to 10 minutes. And then when you go again, you're not going to have to necessarily finish as fast as usual. Now, there's some other things around this. Obviously, this is not the entire encyclopedia of tips to last longer in bed, but I guarantee you if you try any of these techniques, it's going to be at least 75 to 80% of the way there. This is everything when it comes to making sure you don't finish too fast and you last longer in bed. It's all about relaxing, calming, going slow, and doing things to loosen or we'll say untense your muscles, right? Relaxing your muscles. If you're not at that point where you're able to use this and you're like, I know one day maybe I'll get to the point where I'm with a woman and I'll need to, use this, or I should say you'll need to last longer in bed, go to getherhook.com. Check out the course. Don't delay. There's about 1,800 guys who have already gotten this program, and we're in a private Facebook group called Trips Corner where we're all talking to each other. It's 100% private. You only get access to that if you get this program. And also, when you're in Trips Corner, I'm in there every day, so I'm talking to people, answering questions. We have other coaches in there. It's basically like free coaching. If you have little questions, you can just go in there. But more importantly, you're going to be able to get access to materials that guide you along step by step on how to attract more women. So then again, you can have an opportunity to use these techniques and last longer in the bedroom. Check that out in the description below, and I'll see you on the next video.